Hi everybody, my name is Victoria and today we're going to be doing the Valentine's Day book tag. I have to warn you, my answers get a little strange for this tag because I have read very little actual romance books. My romance experience is pretty slim to none, and so we'll see how my answers turn out for this tag. Some of them might be stretches a little bit. Also, sorry for the different angle you're at today. My husband has my tripod because he's using it for something else, and so you're in a different place and you're balancing very precariously on a pile of books, might I add, but we're gonna make it work. So this tag is separated into book-related questions and non-book related questions. So first we'll start with the book-related ones. The first question is, what is your favorite basic romance plot? I would say I really like enemies to lovers. I really like people that don't understand each other that grow to have an understanding of each other. I think that's a really fun story, and it's always interesting to see how they transform from not liking each other to liking each other. So I really like that one. I also really like this maybe sounds weird, but I really like the damsel in distress, strong man comes in and saves woman. I think there's a time and a place for that in literature. I have enjoyed some stories with that trope in it, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Honestly, I think women sometimes like that one because it's so unlike actual reality. The second question is, what is your favorite classic romance? For this, I have to go with a book that I'm actually going to be rereading soon, and that would be Pride and Prejudice. I love Elizabeth and Darcy. However, I've only read this on audiobook and I did not love the audiobook. So I love every movie adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. I love it so much. And so I hope to reread this year and see if I like this book as well. But I love Elizabeth and Darcy. Did I say Darcy? I meant Mr. Darcy. Duh. Question number 3 is your favorite feel-good romance. Again, I have very little to draw on for this tag, so I don't even know I'm doing this tag, but I'm gonna go with one that I read last year. I really liked The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. It has just a really sweet, cute romance, and it's definitely a process of the main character figuring out if she even wants romance, if she even wants a relationship, and there's just this really sweet relationship that blossoms between her and a friend. So yeah, again, I have very little to compare it to, but I really liked this. It was very sweet, very feel-good book in general. So if you haven't read this yet, it's fairly new on the radar, so definitely read it. I enjoyed it a lot. Question number 4 is your favorite sad romance. Again, I have read very little romance. I'm going to talk about a book that I have not read, but I have seen the movie, and I cried my eyes out like a little baby. And that was The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Nefeninger. Sorry, I probably said that wrong. But I loved the movie. I cried so much. Like, I was in the movie theater, inconsolable. Like, my friend was concerned about me. I was crying so hard. I've heard good things about this book. I hope I like it. I haven't seen that movie in forever, so again, I'm throwing something out there that I haven't actually read, but really enjoyed the movie. The next question is, what is your favorite genre to add romance to? This is an interesting question because I feel like you have romance in every genre at some point. Even in horror, there can be romance. So I don't know if I've ever thought about the answer. I would say I enjoy fantasy that adds a good romance to it because you don't get that very often, or sometimes the romance is just there and it's not well developed. So if you can have a fantasy book that has also a well developed romance, I think that's fun sometimes. Honestly, it doesn't matter what genre you add romance to, as long as it's not done poorly, you can enjoy it in any genre. So I don't know, that's a strange question for me. The next question is, what is your least favorite romance of all time? I'm gonna go ahead and offend some people with this answer, but I don't understand Ron and Hermione. I shipped Harry and Hermione the whole time, and I was always disappointed that it wasn't Harry and Hermione. It made so much more sense to me. I don't understand Ron and Hermione at all. The next question is your favorite literary couple. Again, I have very little to compare to, but I don't know if this is a favorite, but it's one I want to mention. I don't do favorites. Anytime anyone asks me my favorite anything, it's really hard because how can you pick just one, right? But I will say, out of a book that or a series that I read and completed very recently, the main couple in the Scythe trilogy, I really enjoyed how that played out, how their stories came together. It became a lot more important, especially to the ending of the series. And I just thought it was really sweet and memorable, and I cried at the end of this series. The romance in this is not in the forefront at all. It's very much a subplot. But I really enjoyed how it came together and how it did become more important in the end and how we saw it play out. I thought it was really sweet. This is also a really hard tag to not give spoilers in because it's really hard to talk about couples in books and not give spoilers sometimes. So that's why I'm not even gonna say the names of these characters, just in case you do not want to know. And we have one more bookish question for this tag, and it is, if you could have one literary significant other, who would it be? Maybe PETA, but before things happen to him. Again, I'm trying not to spoil things, but PETA, early PETA. Yes. First and maybe second book, PETA. I just think he's such a noble and lovable character. I would want PETA in my life. I think he's a good guy. Now we have some non-book related questions. Number one of those is, do you have a special someone? Yes. I am married, happily married for almost, it'll be 5 years this year, so 4 years, I guess, technically. But yes, he is my Valentine. Question number two is your favorite Valentine's Day candy. You're gonna have to help me with this because I haven't been able to find these in a couple years. So Hershey's chocolate. Hi, cat. My cat is coming to interrupt everything. Hershey's chocolate made a Valentine's Day candy. It was like maybe like a special edition kind of thing, and it had like cherry juice. It had cherry cordial, like gooey cherry inside, and it was so good. And I haven't really seen them in the last year or two, and I am desperately waiting for them to re-release those. I don't know if they're gonna do it this year. I hope so, because they're so good and I can't find them. But other than that, I guess just chocolate in general. I love C's chocolate in particular. It's a company that we have, at least here in California. I think they have it in other places too, but C's candy, a box of that, and I'll be very happy. Question number three is, will you wear red, white, pink, or none of the above on Valentine's Day? I don't know. I don't plan my outfits to match days. The only times I do that are when I'm actually like teaching kids on those days, and sometimes it's fun because the kids are really into Valentine's Day. I'm an elementary school teacher, and let me tell you, elementary kids, Valentine's Day is like bigger than Christmas. I know it sounds funny, but like they give each other little cards and candy, and they give me candy, and I come home with like a billion pounds of candy that I should not have in my house. And it's an elementary school thing that I had forgotten about until I started teaching elementary school. And Now I become fat every year on Valentine's Day. However, we actually have no school this year on Valentine's Day, which makes me a little sad because I'm like, wait, are kids not going to give me candy this year? Maybe they'll give it to me the day before. So no, I probably won't theme my outfit this year just because I'm not going to be working with kids on Valentine's Day this year. Oh, maybe I'll wear at least these little plastic heart earrings. They're like the only heart-shaped thing I own. Question number 4 is favorite romance movie. I don't like really serious romance movies that are like tragic, like The Notebook. No, thank you. I really love rom-coms. So the two that come to mind are You've Got Mail, and I love old rom-coms. So like, you know, 90s. You've Got Mail is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's got bookish people in it. It's got enemies to lovers. It's the perfect movie, really. You've Got Mail has to be my favorite romance movie. I would say followed up by Runaway Bride. For some reason, I really would watch that one all the time when I was younger. I haven't seen it in a few years, though, so I'm not sure it still holds up, but those two. Question number 5 is your favorite love songs. I like my love songs to either be sad. This is where my taste in movies is not the same as my taste in music. I like my love songs to have a little element of sadness to them. I don't know why. So I like anything by Adele. Okay, Adele knows how to write a good sad love song. I like also old love songs, like jazz standards. I'm talking from the 40s. I like old love songs. And John Legend, All of Me. That's a great love song right there. As far as newer ones go. Yeah. Whitney Houston, maybe. I Will Always Love You, obviously. Because Whitney, obviously. She's amazing. Question number 6 is, what is your favorite thing about Valentine's Day? All the candy that my students give me. No, I'm just kidding. It's genuinely nice to have a day for couples and to just like celebrate your significant other. You know, if you're single, it's definitely not as much fun, but if you are in a relationship, sure, take a day to celebrate your loved one just because, I mean, nothing else happens in January or February, and so, you know, it's winter, it's a little dreary, so, you know, Valentine's Day gives us a little something to look forward to. The next question is, what is your least favorite thing about Valentine's Day? And that is, all of my single people out there feel really left out. You know, there's a lot of FOMO that happens on Valentine's Day. There's a lot of just reminders if you want to be in a relationship and you're not. You know, I was single a lot of the time on Valentine's Days when I was younger. And so then Valentine's Day did not make any sense. It is a very isolating little celebration created by Hallmark. The commercialism, I would say, I do not like about Valentine's Day. Too commercial. Down with the commercialism. And we are to the last question, which is, what are you doing this Valentine's Day? Probably staying in and cooking a nice dinner. I hate going out on Valentine's Day because it's busy everywhere. And especially this year, it's landing on a Friday, and so I don't want to go fight the people at the restaurants, you know. So we'll probably cook like a steak dinner or something nice at home and probably stay in and watch a movie. That just sounds like the perfect Valentine's Day. So that's probably what we're gonna do. I hope you enjoyed this tag. I'm sorry that I have not read enough romance to really have good answers for this tag, but I figured it would be a fun thing to try out and do. I hadn't done a cutesy tag like this in a little while, so hope you enjoyed. Again, my name's Victoria and I post videos every week, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you would like to keep up with my channel and my content, and keep reading great books, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.